It all happened so fast. 1 minute you're fighting for your life, and then it gets really strange. Your attacker is gone, but you've mysteriously flown back in time to the year 1888 in London. But you don't care, you're safe. Or are you? Here's how to survive Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper was a serial killer. He was active between August and November of 1888 around the Whitechapel district of East London in the UK. How did he kill his victims? Who was Jack the Ripper? And who did he murder? 5 murders were attributed to Jack the Ripper during his reign of terror. So if you are lost in a dark alley on the streets of East London and you want to survive, follow these steps. Step 1. Distance yourself. You probably won't have much to defend yourself with, and he has a knife. So be strategic about how you move. Try to dodge him if he comes at you. The more distance there is between you two, the better. Jack the Ripper was infamous for murdering his victims and using precise cuts to remove certain organs. This means he had to have had a substantial knowledge of human anatomy and be skilled with a knife or blade. Do whatever you can to defend yourself. And let's face it, if you're hanging around Whitechapel during this time, you're probably a peasant. And you probably don't have a lot of meat on your bones or much strength. So if you have to, try biting him. Step 2. Use your surroundings. Jack only targeted his victims at night, so try to duck into a dark alley. By the 1890s, there were about 300,000 horses and 1,000 tons of horse dung a day on the streets of London. Use anything you can to defend yourself, including horse dung. Maybe you could fling some in his face. But whatever you do, aim for his eyes. Our eyes are sensitive, and one effective strike can save you from having to outrun or fight this killer. Step 3. Sober up. Whitechapel had a lot of crime and overcrowding. About 15,000 of Whitechapel's residents were homeless and unemployed. And one way to escape your problems was pounding back pints of beer at the local pub. The pubs were very popular at night, especially among lower-wage workers, and it was common to see sex workers on the street. So there's a good chance you could be drunk during this attack. Try to stay focused and do not pass out. If you're drunk, out of shape, or otherwise unable to move fast, it might not be the best idea to run, but you may have no choice. Step 4. Don't give up. Protect your center neck and sensitive organs with your arms. Don't fixate on the blade. Instead, watch Jack's arms to see when he might strike. You might get some cuts and bruises, but don't throw away your chance of surviving because of one slash. You might be able to survive or escape. Kathy Kleiner survived 2 hits to the head when serial killer Ted Bundy attacked her while sleeping. Let's face it, if you're face to face with Jack the Ripper, you'll probably die. But the odds of living would be much better if you were not a sex worker in East London. Jack the Ripper suddenly stopped killing in the fall of 1888, and his true identity remains a mystery today. However, there have been some crazy accusations over the years, including Queen Victoria's grandson and Winston Churchill's dad. In 2019, a book claimed to have confirmed that Jack the Ripper was a 23-year-old Polish immigrant named Aaron Kosminski. This claim came from a study that traced DNA evidence using a scarf a policeman took from one of the crime scenes. He kept the scarf and passed it down through his family. In 2011, a forensic geneticist examined the scarf and found mitochondrial DNA matching Kosminski's recent descendants. However, some people still do not buy that this mystery is solved. Some say the study in the book is not credible enough to be trusted. Others say the scarf may have been contaminated after being passed down all these years. So the mystery lives on. If you meet a stranger in person through dating apps or Craigslist, learn from Jack the Ripper's victims. Be on guard and know what to do in potentially dangerous situations. If you were kidnapped, how would you survive that? Don't worry, we've got just the video for that. To be prepared and stay alive, keep watching How to Survive.